Hey everyone, and welcome back to Shades of Sasha. If you're new, take a seat and put your crown on. Welcome to the gang. And if you're ready for the gang, you already know what time it is. What's good, baby? So today's video is all about the nude. Yes, the nude cut crease, because I was like, I haven't really been giving y'all the eye candy for a minute, so let me just take this time to do so. So if you're here for it and you want to see how I do it, just keep on watching.
So I wanted to challenge myself and use affordable products while doing this entire cut crease look. And if you have high-end products such as like the P. Louise primer, you can use that. Or if you have the Juvia's Place primer as well, you can use that. This primer is specifically from Amazon. I bought 3. They were a set of 3 for like $5. I'll find it and I'll link it below. I think they get the job done, but I'm a P. Louise fiend. That's the brand that I definitely stick with. So the first step that you're going to do is just build the coverage and prime on your eye. And I did not want to do a cut crease that was winged. So if you want to do the same look but winged out, obviously build your primer on your lid and wing it out. All I wanted to do was just stick to my entire lid and just try to cover it and do the cut crease that way. So once I've done this, where I just build everything up, I'm just gonna go in and use the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place, and I'm only going to use this one palette for this orange shade, and I'm just dabbing and then I'm smoking it out. So you're not just wiping all of this in, like you're patting and then you're just blending it out. Take your time while doing this. Like, obviously I think I'm going probably a little bit faster than someone who's probably a beginner, because I cut my crease probably 6 times a week. So it's pretty much easy for me to just see what I want and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm bringing you guys in closer so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm just patting it in and then I'm just going to blend it out. So I'm patting it in and then just blend it out. So that's what you're going to do with the first shade. And then when you move on to the second shade, you're just going to build it on top of the shade that is, well, this shade, so that it's blended a lot better. So then we're gonna go in with the Magic Mini by Juvia's Place, and I'm going to use this orange shade that's right beside the gold, and that's going to create like this deeper look. But in the end, I'm going to show you how everything's gonna come together, because we're gonna darken it even more. So you're just going to add this above the color that you have already, and you're just blending everything in so that there's no like a harsh line or whatever the case may be. You just want it to be as clean and blended as possible. So take your time while doing so. I did go ahead and use the same brush that I did. I know, oh my god, you use the same brush. Personally, I just feel like sometimes they just work to use the same brush. I don't change my brushes all the time when I'm doing one specific look if the shades are the same, but I only do that on my specific face. I would never do that using on someone else's face. So I'm just doing that same process, like I said, patting it in, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it out. So when it comes to cutting your crease, there are multiple ways you can do it. This is the way I just decided to do it for this look. I just put it on my lid and try to focus on the bottom right above your lashes. Once you put it there, put enough product so that once you look up, it's just going to outline and show you where your crease starts, and you want to go a little bit above that. So because I'm doing something very nude and neutral, I didn't do the process of cutting my crease first with a cotton swab and Vaseline, or a cotton swab and some water. I just wanted to just go ahead and cut my crease because I know everything is going to be blended together anyway. So I take my time while doing this. This product that I'm using is the P. Louise base. It is shade 0 in the blank canvas. Yes, it's the blank canvas. So it's very sticky and thick, so a little goes the wrong a long way while using this specific product. So if this is the product you're gonna use, trust me, a little goes a long way, and she does what she needs to do. So I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, just right there, like I said, and I'm just gonna look up. I didn't put enough products. So I know I always look so crazy when I'm looking up and doing this, but trust me, it's going to help you in the long run. And then the brush that I'm using is a flat brush, but it's not the typical one that we will always use. Like, I have a P. Louise brush that is specifically for cutting my crease, but I just use any flat brush that I have on my desk at that current moment that I know will help cut my crease. So a flat brush should do the job. So once I do that and I cut my crease to fit the way that I want it to, I'm just gonna take a look to make sure everything is gonna look the way that it should. If anything, I can always take my time to just fill out other places that I probably missed throughout this process, but this is the step that I'm gonna take when doing this. So we're gonna go back in with this palette again and use the peachy nude shade that's there, and we're just gonna pat it in to pack onto the blank canvas nude that we have already outlined on for our cut crease. So if you're not using this palette but you just have colors that are similar, you can go ahead and just do the same process that I'm saying to do. Just choose a nude or a peachy tone that is on the nude neutral side and just pat that bad boy in on the cut crease just to bring it out a little bit more. So you're just going to take your time to do so. Don't worry about if you mess up throughout this process. Like I said, the mistakes I made, I left it in because I wanted you all to see how I go about fixing the mistakes that I make, because nothing in life is perfect, and I just think that is the best way to go about doing anything. The only way for you to learn is if you see somebody mess up, what do they do to fix it? So I'm just going in, doing that same process where I'm picking those colors and then just fixing what I need to fix. So with this Zulu palette, I'm going in again with the orange color, and I'm just going to take my time to blend in my cut crease again. Not blend in my cut crease, to blend in my transition shades and just focus on the outer part of my cut crease, because I don't want to have that defined, like, bluntly cut, like, here you go, this is where my cut crease stop. I want it to be as clean as possible. So I'm using a smaller brush just to take my time and go in and fix all of those things and just blend in my transitional shade. So if you look at my lid, you see that there is a mistake. Like I said before, I'm going to show you how I will go about fixing it. So if this happens to you, I'm going to show you how I would fix that. So I just keep doing that and blending that in until I achieve the transition and everything is just flowing the way that I want it to. So because I wanted to use the same palette, I'm going to mix the blue and the purple to actually make like a darker, stormy black. That's typically what I would use. I would use a black shade, but I did not want to switch palettes. So I wanted to create my own darkness. So I'm just adding that purple and blue to create a darker shade. Anytime you pick up product, make sure you pat it off. You don't want to have so much that it just kind of overshadows the entire look. So you want to start small and build up. It's always easier to build than it is to take away something that you already created that probably is just doing too much on your face. So once I'm doing this, I'm focusing towards the end of the cut crease, and I'm just making sure I'm taking my time to build everything up and just making sure that it's just blended as best as it could. And like I said, I'm gonna go in and fix everything else, so don't worry about it. Right now is just focusing on the shade, taking your time, because you can always fix as you go. It is not a problem to fix as you go. Just focus on the current step that you're doing in that moment while doing your cut crease. So here it is where I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix that. Obviously, I saw that I kind of came in a little bit too much with my orange shade. So I'm just going over it again with the blank canvas just to cut my crease a little bit more to make sure that everything is defined and shaped the way that I want it to be. And then I'm going to go in again with that peachy nude color and go over it to just make sure that everything is blended seamlessly. So once that is finished and it looks the way that I wanted to, I'm going to go in with a liner. This one I think is by NYX or Revlon. And I'm just going to line my lids When it comes to lining my lids, I actually really hate doing it because I feel like I just haven't found the perfect liner. But I just make sure I take my time because I don't want anything to run or bleed through, and then it just messes up everything. And then all I'm gonna do is just throw on some mascara and throw on my lashes, and I'm just gonna call it a day because everything is gonna just come together as much as I wanted to, and then I just do my entire face. But that's pretty much all I do when it comes to doing my cut crease. Let me know if you guys want a different tutorial using other colors. You could pick the colors that I would use, and I'm gonna try, and we're gonna see how this gonna turn out. But it's just a process, and thank you guys so much for watching.